Hey y'all, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a minute since I've posted. I'm sorry about that. But we've been really sick over at my house. We're just getting over, the plague. And I've just really not been feeling that great. But I wanted to go ahead and get this video up. This is 3 easy crockpot meals that you can make that don't have any cream of chicken soup or cream cheese or anything like that. So let's just get on into the video. Alright, first up we have this roast, and it's kind of like a Mississippi roast almost, but I did add some Italian dressing mix to it, and this was honestly phenomenal. That Italian dressing pack added so much flavor. I actually didn't have the Italian dressing pack, so I ended up making my own homemade, but I'm just going to put the roast in and then sprinkle a little bit of each seasoning. It's just the Italian dressing, some ranch seasoning, and some brown gravy mix. You can use au jus if you want. I just have this huge thing of brown gravy mix, so that's what I used. I sprinkled that on one side of the roast, kind of patted it in, flipped the roast over, seasoned the other side, and then I'm going to add my vegetables, which are potatoes and celery. You could definitely add some carrots or broccoli or something if you wanted to as well. I just ended up using potatoes, but that's it. Super easy, just really dump and go. I did end up adding a little bit of beef broth just to give it some liquid. The Mississippi roast calls for butter, but I always find that that's too much fat, and I don't really like that because the roast renders down a lot of fat. So I like to add some water or beef broth or something like that instead, just to give it some liquid to cook. I'm just going to put my lid on and then set it to cook on low for 7 hours. And this turned out super tender. It fell apart. It was so good. It had so much flavor, and my husband really enjoyed it too. Up next we have this chicken enchilada soup. I've made similar version before on my channel, but I'm just going to start by putting a chicken breast in the crock pot, and then I'm going to add some rotel, a can of drained and rinsed kidney beans, and then black beans, and then a packet of enchilada sauce seasoning. And I'm just going to cover that with some water. I did end up adding a tiny bit of chicken bouillon powder, but you could definitely leave that out if you want, or use chicken stock, whatever. It was kind of salty. It wasn't like overly, oh my goodness, salty, but it was a little bit salty, so I would probably leave out the chicken bouillon next time. But I'm just going to set that on low to cook. It ended up going about 6 hours or so. You just want to make sure that your chicken is cooked through and shreds easily. You can tell whenever the chicken's done. And alternatively, you can use just a can of chicken, and then this will come together a lot faster. But I didn't have any canned chicken. I did have some chicken breasts, so that's what I used. Once it was done, I just added some cheddar cheese. Any cheese would really go good in this, but then we topped it with some crushed tortilla chips, and this was super delicious. It had so much flavor. And finally, we have this honey garlic chicken with vegetables. And I'll be honest, this wasn't our favorite. It wasn't gross, but it wasn't our favorite. I almost didn't include it, but I did want to go ahead and give my opinion and what I would do differently. So I just put in a chicken breast, and then I used about a 1/4 cup of low sodium soy sauce. Then I used about a 1/4 cup of honey. And then I put in my seasonings, which were basil, Italian seasoning, and I did put some garlic in there, of course, honey garlic chicken. But to me, this was just I really don't know how to explain it. It was just a little off. It did need more sweetness, but I think it needed some like brown sugar or something to give it a more of like a teriyaki flavor, or some different herbs. I think the herbs and the soy sauce did not go very well together, but it was a good starting point. Like, it could have been really good, but I just didn't love this combination. But I just set my crock pot to cook the chicken. I cooked it on high for about 3 hours until it was not all the way cooked through, but it wasn't frozen anymore. And then I went ahead and added some raw broccoli and carrots, just as much as you want. And I set it to cook back again for a few hours till the vegetables were done. And then I just served this over rice. And this is how it turned out. Like I said, it wasn't our favorite. It definitely wasn't terrible, but I think with some minor tweaks, it could be pretty good, and it's super easy and a nice way to get your vegetables in. But that's going to be it for this video. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to upload another one, but I really appreciate you being here. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks. Bye.